without God speaking through them, I don't think that I would be like the person that I am right now. I wouldn't be as confident, I wouldn't be as social, and I wouldn't be as strong in my faith if it wasn't for my parents, for all the continuous advice that they would give me, all the pushes in the right way. Each time that we have 6 to 7, my dad especially would always talk about how to always develop my relationship with God, to always read his word whenever you can, pray in the morning, evening, and night, or pray whenever you can. And also he would always talk about the Holy Spirit. And whenever it comes to like Christianity, loads of Christians or just people in general always leave out the Holy Spirit. Loads of people talk about Jesus and God. People would normally think about those two when it comes to Christianity and kind of push away the Holy Spirit. They wouldn't speak about him much. But I'm thankful for my dad's life, for always driving it into my brain to also make a relationship or build a relationship with the Holy Spirit. And if it wasn't for my dad and also for my parents, I don't think I'll be able to do all the things that I've achieved also. I finished secondary school this year, and at the end, in England, at the end of your secondary school years, you do these exams called GCSEs, and these GCSEs are grades that are given to move on to college. And to get into college in some courses that you choose to do, there are certain grades that you need to either pass or just get around that same area. And because of COVID in my secondary school years, we weren't able to go into school just the same as FIJI. And because of that, we had to do online classes. And some people say that it was a positive thing because they didn't really want to go into school or wake up early. And I was kind of one of those people. I'm not gonna lie. And also, but also there's kind of some negative sides to it as well. For example, not seeing your teacher like physically in front of you. So whenever you have like a problem or anything like that, you can't put your hand up and ask them. I mean, you still could, but like it wouldn't be as effective. And it was kind of hard for me personally. I'm not sure about anyone else, but I struggled a lot with motivation. And I'm going to be honest as well, I got distracted really easily because of my phone, because of other things as well. And because of that, I didn't really take my education as seriously. I still joined the classes, but sometimes I wouldn't listen. Sometimes I would maybe miss classes. So because of that, it could have affected my grades really seriously. It could have decreased a lot because of that. But because of that, I believed that at the end of the year, whenever we got back into school after the lockdowns, and I started to think back into like the lockdown times and think about when I didn't listen in class, when I didn't maybe when I sent in assignments or tests late. Those things could really affect my grades and maybe not allow me to get into college. And I was thinking about that later, like near the end of year 11. That's the year that you end secondary school in my school. And I started to regret not doing the best I could in those lockdown times. And I started to get really worried about my grades at the wrong time. So that was my fault, but thankfully my parents were there to say, oh, don't worry, God is there. God can do all things, and everything is possible with God. And I kept that in mind. And there's this Bible verse that we always say in our family, and it's Proverbs 3:5-6, and it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not rely on your own insight. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your path.